Morning, friends. It's time for a math workshop, and today you're going to have an activity on Seesaw that is going to help you use a new tool to talk about addition. So I wanted to make a video for you to show you that new tool and to tell you another way to play if you don't have this tool at home. So the tool that we're going to use today is called a domino. Anyone know what a domino is? Yeah, some of you have seen them. There's a game that has dominoes. You can play lots of different counting games with dominoes. But dominoes look like this. And they're really special because they're kind of like dice in some ways, that they use dots to help us with counting. But what is different is that dice have dots that show 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And dominoes have dots that go much higher than that. Okay, so let's take a look at this one and see if mine have different colors on them. Yours might not, and that's okay. But on this side, how many dots do you see? How many yellow dots? Okay, maybe you counted 6, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe you looked at it and you thought, gosh, that shape looks just like the shape on a dice that is 6, and you're right, it is just like that. So this side shows 6. Now this side, I've never seen this on a dice before. Let's count and see how many dots are on this side of the dice. I'm going to start here in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I started down here, so I'm not going to count this one again. Okay, so there were 8 on this side and 6 on this side. Okay, our job today is going to be to count all together, but we're going to write some number sentences to go with it. Okay, moms and dads, if that is tricky, if those numbers get really tricky, then I want you to sort of help sort out the dominoes that don't show numbers that are any higher than the ones you would see on a dice. And if that is still tricky using 6 or less, then you can scale it back even further and use dice that show a total of 5 or less. Okay? So here we go. Friends, I am going to bring you down here with me, and I'm going to show you what our activity is today. Okay, so I have all of my dominoes here, and I am going to turn them over, and you can play this game with a partner or by yourself. Okay, and I also have some paper, and I'm using a marker so you can see it, but you can use a pencil in case you need to erase. Okay, and your job is going to be to choose a domino. Now I turned them all over so that there's no peeking, but I'm going to pick this one. Okay, and so on this one, I see that square shape that I saw before. Did anyone remember how many there were on that side? Okay, if you were saying 8, then you're right. Otherwise, we could count again. You have to remember where you start. Okay, I'm going to start here in the corner. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I started here, so I'm not counting that one again. So I have 8 on that side. I'm going to write my 8. Remember, it's an S and we pull up. And I'm counting all together, so I'm going to make a plus sign. Okay? I know I had 8 plus. How many are on this side? Yeah, that looks just like the one we see on a dice. So it's 2. So I'm going to write my 2. And then I'm going to put my equal sign on there. Okay. 8 plus 2 equals, we should be pretty good at number sentences. We've been writing them on our calendar. And so now it's time to count all together. Okay. So you're going to try to count the dots on the dominoes. If this is tricky for you to keep track of all of the dots that you have already counted, you could use a 10 frame to help you fill in. Okay, you'll need 2 10 frames if you're using these bigger numbers on your dominoes. You could use tally marks to keep track on another piece of paper, but I want you to try first to count the dots. Okay, you could also count on So I know that this was 8, and that's my bigger number, so I could count on 8, 9, 10. Okay. 8 plus 2 equals 10. Okay, so another way to show a math sentence. We're going to try one more, and then I'm going to show you what to do if you don't have dominoes. Oh boy, looking at each of our sides. So let's start here. I've never seen this on a dice before. We're going to have to count. I'm going to start counting at the top row. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. I want to write that down right away. 9 plus, now I'm looking at the other side. If you were thinking 0, you are right. Okay, 9 plus 0 equals, and I have to count all together. Now if I had some dots here, I could count on 9, 10, 11, 12, or whatever that might be. But I have 0 over here. So 9 plus 0 equals, how many altogether? Still just 9. Nice job, friends. That was a tricky one. So I wrote my number sentence. Okay? I want you to try 5 or more dominoes. 5 or more, because we're in 5K. Okay? Now, if you don't have dominoes, you can use cards. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay? I took out all of the letter cards. I just have the numbers. Okay? Moms and dads, again, if this is tricky, then you can keep cards that have 6 or less on them. And friends, you'll notice that the big shapes on here look a lot like how we see them on a dice too. Okay, the dots on a dice line up just this same way. The dots on a 6 domino line up just this same way. Okay, so if you don't have dominoes, you can use cards, and I'm going to make a domino. Okay, I put one on this side and one on this side. Okay, now I'm going to have to do some counting all together. Let me see if you can see it better. On this side of the domino, how many do I have? Yeah, maybe you read the number 10, or you can do the counting. Okay, so I had 10 on that side of the domino. And how many on this side? Okay, maybe you read 3, or you can count. Okay, so 10 on one side and 3 on the other. 10 plus 3 equals, and we have to count all together. Now remember, we don't count the little ones, only the big ones, okay? But we could count on 10, 11, 12, 13. 10 plus 3 equals 13, okay? So friends, that's how we use our dominoes, or if you don't have dominoes, you can use cards to make a domino. See how there's still 2 sides to it? So I want you to go ahead and try to use that new tool to make at least 5 number sentences today. Good luck!